love him. He's been around for a long time now.
For the most comfortable, luxurious, eco-friendly, and affordable, handcrafted.
So, pussy up, big. Pussy.
Y'all niggas. And oh,
Hey, hey, everybody. This is Big Jeff coming to you live from No Days Off Radio Productions with the number one show in the land, Nothing But The Truth. And I hope everybody had a good day at work today. Hope everybody's getting ready for, to have this wonderful Thanksgiving that we're about to encounter. And hope everybody made it home safe today and enjoy the weekends. All right. So I want to speak on something before I start the main topic of the show, and it's about some people that I know that are incarcerated in Cobb County, and they have been calling, complaining, and asked me to speak on the situations that they're dealing with in Cobb County Jail. And it's sad because you would think that it was only in Fulton County, but now we see that it's a trend for the inmates to be treated wrongful. To the fact that the man say they don't have a TV to watch, they don't let them look at TV. They're serving them slop for food. He said it was they fed them some cereal. So they gave them cereal for breakfast, a sausage, a piece of toast, and a lunch bag. A lunch bag is a sandwich. A sandwich is in a bag. That's what they give you for lunch in jails. But they got theirs that morning, and it's supposed to last them to dinner. He said once they served dinner, they gave them a vegetable, a dessert, 2 pieces of cornbread, and that's it. No meat, no other nutrition, nothing. He said it's so bad in Cobb County. He said it was so bad in Cobb County till he actually asked to be sent back to Fulton County. So for a person to say that, it has to be bad. For a person to say I'd rather be in Fulton County jail than Cobb County, that speaks volumes, man. That kind of hurt right there. We're gonna welcome Shanita. She made it in, and allow her to speak to you all, and then we'll start the show. But that's a sad thing for Cobb County, to be doing, and it made me think because that's what my son was housed. That was Jeff Thug was housed there. So that lets me know that a lot of things that was being said by his attorney was truthful about the living conditions. So we gotta start choosing these politicians more careful. And also We got to start going to these community meetings. We got to start going to these city council meetings. We got to start going to all of the meetings that have something to do with being incarcerated, you know, having things going on with the counties and the cities and the state, you know, and these meetings are not closed off. There are public meetings. You can go and join and sit in and you can give your opinion. You can voice your opinion. You know, so we got to start taking advantage of it, because ain't no sense in us complaining about the politicians that's being chose to represent us if we're not gonna make them do their jobs.
Exactly.
You know, so let's all consider that, and you know, you can write a letter. You know, you can go public with it. You can do a whole lot of things to get your point across. You know, so let's start taking advantage of this and make these people earn the money that we pay them as taxpayers. All right, so Shanita, you got anything you want to add?
I totally agree with you. Going to the commissioner meetings, getting more involved in what's going on directly in your community, not waiting until, you know, something happens. Go ahead and proactively find out who your representatives are. I know for certain, in a case that I'm dealing with, someone that is very close to me, their children were taken by defects, and the whole procedure, the way they did it, was all out of order. It was unjust, unfair, the way, you know, they handled the situation. And from what I was told recently, the attorney contacted the state rep and asked them to intervene, and they was very helpful in helping with that case, you know, making sure the procedures are followed. So your state representatives, they represent more than just what you may be aware of. There are other programs and things that they can help out with, and you just gotta, you know, contact your state rep and be more involved in what's going on, like Big just said.
There you go. All right. Now, today's show, the topic is how money can alter your loyalty and blind you towards people.
Yes.
You know, and I was having a conversation with a young man last night that, you know, I met, you know, through Thug, you know, and me and him had a conversation last night, you know, about a whole lot of things, you know, that that's going on, and you know, a lot of things about how the artists, sports athletes, you know, and people that has status, how they be naive to a lot of things because they are blinded by money, you know, and it was interesting because as I was talking to him, I can see a lot of his reactions to what I was saying to him. And, you know, once he opened up, he acknowledged to me that that is how he has been feeling for a while. You know what I'm saying? You know, and it's not nothing negative. It's a positive feeling. You know, because what we got to understand, man, you know, at certain points in life, you're going to grow up. Things that you used to do as a child is going to fade away because you're becoming an adult.
Right.
You're getting more wiser. You know, you're experiencing more details in life. You know, and dealing with multiple people, you're seeing the differences in people on a level to where if I didn't have anything, you'll treat me like this. But even though I have something, I get treated like this, like that. You know, but who's gonna keep it real?
Right.
You know, when you get to a certain status, you know, and I have said this to my children before. When you get to a certain status in life, the reason people say you're supposed to get away from you know, all the negative and all the crap and all the bullshit and, you know, however they decide to stress it to you. That's true on a note. You know, yeah, you shouldn't be sitting in a trap and you got a status.
That's true.
But that don't make you, you know, so and that don't make you forget where you come from, because that's what all these everybody be made to believe. If you don't come back and participate in the neighborhood by sitting in the trap or sitting around everybody when they doing their things or doing this or doing that or the other, you forgot where you came from. Bullshit. You become more visible then. You know, and that's what the police want to do. They can't wait to run up in your projects or run up into your house or run up into a building or run into a restaurant or whatever, and you and then they coming in there to do something, you know, on a lawly base. You gonna become the head of the case. And we just seen that. We just went through 2.5, almost 3 years of that. So it don't just go for the neighborhood, it go for anywhere. If it's anybody, it can be STK Steakhouse. If they want to come in there and get a celebrity because they know this celebrity is in there and they've been looking for this celebrity, or this celebrity done committed a crime or whatnot, that's what's going to happen. And that celebrity is going to be the highlight of the day. You know, verbatim, they come in there and the celebrity is not the person they looking for, and they see the celebrity in there anyway. The celebrity still going to become the highlight of the situation. You know, they can't get brownie points off me. You know, because I don't hold a status like that.
Right.
So guess what? That celebrity becomes the talk of the town. And everybody feed into it. You know, so being money can change a lot of things about a person. Money definitely shows you the true character of people. You know, until they start going downhill and reality kick in. Now you coulda, woulda, shoulda, or if I get myself back to a level, I'm not gonna be like this. Damn lie, you're gonna be worse.
So you think having more money make people a better person, or what do you think more money does to a person?
It depends on the mentality of that person. You know, you got some people got droves of money, but they don't stress it. They don't act like they do. They don't carry themselves like, okay, I'm the shit now. I'm the big dog now. So you gotta bow down to me. It's some people you can be sitting right next to, can be filled to rich, and you never know it unless they tell you they are and show you they are. You know, people who want that type of attention, that's all they want it for. It's for that type of attention. You can't do nothing with it. You just gonna be acknowledged that that's the person with the money. But what are you doing with it? What are you giving back? What are you participating in? You know, and believe it or not, it's your discretion to do something with your money and give back or whatever the case might be. But at the same token, it gets you good brownie points. It gets you good brownie points because people want to see how far you'll go to help somebody or help the people. It shouldn't be no way that we shouldn't have celebrities from Atlanta, artists from Atlanta, people of any kind of status from Atlanta not showing love right now by having a food drive, by doing something to try to help the people, because the government has shut down and a lot of people can't feed themselves. A lot of people can't pay their bills. You know, it should, everybody should be pitching in right now. And I'm not saying you obligated to do it, but what's the harm? It's a write-off. It's a write-off. You can write that shit off. You can't write them Birkin bags off. You can't write them goddamn $3,000-$4,000 shoes and socks and drawers and hats and shit y'all buy off. You know, so make it mean something. Let it be worth something. Let your name, you gotta let your name stand out for you. You know, so, you know, that's how money can alter you, to where your loyalty becomes an act. Meaning, if everybody's not kissing your ass, hey, it is what it is. You don't have no dealings with them.
So you think because people that have more money, they have a lot of yes people that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I agree with
And
that.
plenty of yes men.
Yeah,
Everybody like what you do.
hard to trust.
Everybody like what you wear. Everybody like what you say. Everybody like everything about you.
Mm-hmm.
Until they leave you.
Yep.
Until they leave you. So if you're not gonna keep it real, move on. Move on. These celebrities and people with status, they need people on their team who's gonna tell them when they're wrong as well as they do when they're right. They're gonna give them the best opinion on a neutral level and not just say, yeah, you right, or yeah, or this, and feed into it.
But a lot of them have those people like that too, that does that.
Every day. I would get tired of people brown nosing me every day.
Yeah, that would get on my nerves. Every day, like, I have to have some real people that's going to tell me when I'm wrong. I don't want to always hear that I'm right.
Yeah. Because that makes you start ignoring the people. Because you feel like you're not being tolerant to people respecting you as who you are. You know what I'm saying? You want it more now for just popularity. That don't make it make sense. What make it make sense is to some, as our parents used to say, be seen and not heard all the time. Everything ain't for you to respond to. Everything is not for you to, make a comment on or this, that, and the third. People see you. People can see you more when you ain't saying that than they can when you are. You got to keep their attention. You know what I'm saying? So, at the end of the day, it is what it is. And as our new phrase is that Thug has delivered, whoop-de-doo.
Whoop-de-doo.
But we got to come together. We got to start fighting better than we fighting. We got to start being real with each other. We got to not be afraid to speak our opinion, to speak how we feel. If everybody's living off the loyalty, which y'all call friendship, I shouldn't have a problem with telling my people you wrong at this or you wrong at that, or give them some insight on, what they could be having an issue with or whatever, instead of agreeing to it. That's not helping them. That's hurting them. That's hindering them. So a lot of these artists a lot of these pro ball players, you know, a lot of these actresses and actors, you know, they have these same, all of them have the same type of people around them. It's very rare you're going to find a whole team of people who are all on the same page. It's very rare. And it's because the people who they are following is not communicating to make everybody be on the same page.